If you say, I bake anything for any occasion, like other home bakers do, then you will get lost in the crowd. If you try to please everyone, then you end up pleasing no one. Next question, how do I stand out from the millions of home bakers in my area? And there's a related question, there's loads of competition. I'm intimidated that there are other well-established bakers in my area. This is super important. If you want to stand out, then you can't copy everyone else's baked goods. You can't just bake the typical things that you find on Instagram. I know that there are many trends in the baking world, but if you keep just baking the trends and keeping up with the trends, then you're always going to be a step behind. Does that make sense? If everyone bakes the same things, then you won't stand out. I know that so many bakers try to work so hard on their skills so that they can replicate cakes that they see on Instagram, on Pinterest, etc. But that is how you get lost in the crowd. You will need to tap into your own unique creativity. The one thing that you can count on as being unique is you. Every single person is unique. So you need to tap into your own creativity. And a great tip I can give you is to stop policing your own creativity. I'm sure that you know what it's like to have a very harsh inner critic and be perfectionistic. But all of those things really just put a rain cloud over your creativity. You need to give yourself permission to suck. You need to give yourself permission to experiment. Don't make your goal to create perfect baked goods. Don't make that your goal. Make your goal to always keep learning and growing. And then you will find that you start to become more creative. And then you'll get better ideas, create more creative bakes, and that's how you stand out in the crowd. Another way to stand out is to have a niche. Now let me explain what a niche is. A niche is solving a specific problem relating to baked goods in your town or city that no one else is solving yet. Niching is not restricting. Saying I only bake cupcakes is not a niche. That is restriction. That's limiting what you do. Of course, niching can involve restriction. So say, for example, there's no one baking vegan cakes in your area yet, and that's really a problem that needs to be addressed. That is a proper niche if that's a need in your area. But then that will automatically involve restriction if it's vegan. Then you can't just bake anything. Then you can only bake vegan recipes. But do you understand the difference? You need to focus on a problem that your home bakery is solving in your area. If you say, I bake anything for any occasion, like other home bakers do, then you will get lost in the crowd. If you try to please everyone, then you end up pleasing no one. You need to solve specific problems with your baking, because then people will suddenly need you. Then you will stand out. Like in my home bakery, for example, my niche is not I only bake cupcakes, or I only bake layer cakes, or I only bake brownies. That's not a niche, that's restriction. My niche, for example, is flavor-focused home baking. What often happens in the baking world is that you get all these baked goods that look so much better than they taste. They are beautiful, so much detail, it's gorgeous, and you can stare at it all day long. It's very impressive, but when you taste it, it's dry, it's overly sweet because there's sugar syrup on everything, and it's just not a great texture, and there's no flavor. It's lacking. They baked the cake like 5 days ago because they needed 5 days to make all of these fancy decorations, right? That's why flavor is my focus, and that's why I promote flavor obsessed baking on my Instagram and on my website and on my blog and all of these things, because it's something I truly believe in. It's a problem in the baking world, and it's not okay. Baked goods should taste even better than they look. We don't eat with our eyes, we eat with our mouths at the end of the day. Let's get scientific and realistic here. So look at the baking scene in your town or in your city and think, what is bothering me about this? Is there any gap that in the market that I can fill? Is there any blind spots that the other bakers have that I can make up for and help my customers in this area? That's something you need to do in your business as soon as possible. If you want to learn how to define your niche, I've got a great little free guide to help you with that. You can get the guide by signing up for my free resource library for home bakers. You can check the link below this video if you're watching on YouTube. Click that link and then you'll get a little link for signing up to the free resource library. Cool.